And I'm so excited.
Big
So excited.
Papa.
It looks as if you never even were left for dead since it's back to from the Dead show, man.
Right, right, right,
Right?
right.
Yeah, you look amazing.
I feel a ton better. And for
Yeah.
everybody that's listening, I had my little battle with complete and total kidney failure,
Hmm.
and it didn't look good for a while there for
Right.
Big
And
Papa.
now you look amazing.
I
Total night and
started
day difference.
I started dialysis,
Hmm.
and that's cleaned out my blood. And if anyone knows about renal failure, when your kidneys stop cleaning your blood, the toxins kind of raise up in your body and give you issues. And
Right.
I'm on the transplant list in two different spots, and that's going forward. But we were hoping that I would have to, be able to get there without doing the dialysis. But turns out the dialysis is your friend. So
Right. And you needed it.
I did. I did need it. And
Well, look at how great you are now.
I
Like total night and from taking it.
I was like 18 hours a day in bed. I had all these problems, and I got going. I just can't say enough about my team here in Oklahoma. My doctors and everything are just really taking good care of me, and the gals at DaVita that are training me on how to do my dialysis at home. Um,
Right.
it's amazing, and I I continue to try to reserve as much time as I can to help others, and then the universe and God and everybody else is taking care of me, and
Yes.
that continues to be the case. Um, Although I don't know exactly what I had to learn this lesson about, but I'll try to figure out what it is. But I love my time with Nicole and the things that
Yes.
we're doing um, for charity and benefiting other people. I think it's really important that we keep up on this. And
Right.
this is my first podcast
Well, that's exactly what I was
when
gonna
I'm
say.
back.
Like, this is huge, huge for you because it is your first podcast. You've got the ones that you do with Sam that's been hold on for the past few weeks. Jeff,
Everything's been on hold, and I've been basically in bed. And
right? And look
I
at how good you look though right now. I'm seriously so proud of you, Mark.
Well, let me tell you, I'm happy to be here. I am so happy to be here. And I'd like to thank my wonderful wife for being there with me every step of
Yeah.
the way. She has just
Amazing. She's amazing.
been crazy supportive.
Yes.
And,
Oh,
a
well,
lot of my
going through her
friends,
own stuff too.
a lot of my friends and family have been just really there for me. I mean, I've been
Oh,
very lucky. And Luann had a surgery on her face, the Mohs
mhm.
surgery thing.
Yeah.
She was not happy.
No.
But
She
you
was
need
not.
to get that taken care of because it could
Mhm.
go to your bones and some different other
Yeah.
things. And so she got that taken care of, and she's healing, and away we go. And
I know.
then
How is she feeling?
you wrenched your back out.
Oh, yeah, that's just from, chasing around children and dogs during spring break. That went like I was an 80-year-old. That was something weird. Never really done it that bad before. And I'm like, oh, day three, it's still kind of sore yeah. Had to get like all the, what is it, like the pulse things that like massage or whatever
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah,
contract
yeah,
your
yeah.
muscles, like, oh,
Where you put the
everything.
stickers on and all that.
Yeah.
And then you said you were taking some cannabis.
Oh,
Tell me
massive
about that.
forms. Massive forms. Well, so I am a huge, like, I absolutely hate any forms of, like, because essentially what they wanted to put me on was Tylenol 3 and some muscle relaxers. And I am not all about that. So I did massive doses for the pain for it was close by the time I was done, about 40 hours, massive doses of pure live rosin cannabis, but then throwing in tons of CBD, both regular ones, the calming one that has the CBG, because that just overall calms you down and stuff. So that helped almost like a muscle relaxer would. Used tons of like our roll on and stuff, was using the roll on stuff on
Right,
it because
right,
it's like
right.
a icy hot. So doing tons of that, like with the pure forms of cannabis and stuff, like that's essentially what helped get me through all that funness without anything that was bad for my system. So I don't have to
Now,
detox
how
with
much of
anything.
that is the THC?
So I would do massive like of the live rosin. I would do lots of doses of that. So I
Now, the
have
live rosins, that's
Mhm.
THC, not CBD?
Right. So it's the
Okay.
purest form that you can get, where it's also the slowest form, but they essentially just use like water, ice, like pressurized heat, it to sit there and get like pretty much get the THC and CBD from the flower. And so it doesn't have any carcinogenics in it, any of that.
But
So
what
that's
I'm getting to
why I
is,
prefer that.
does that whack you out? Does it knock you out?
Depending on what kind of CBD I take. Now, one of the nights I did that first night, I did take a CBN with it. So the CBN knocked me out. My live rosin, it is a hybrid that I try to stick with so that it doesn't lean more sativa or indica. Like I can just kind of like focus. I'm not super hyper, especially because my back was like, bleh, but I also didn't want to be sleeping the entire time because I didn't want my back to tense up even more. So I just went with a hybrid. So that's
It's
what I
so
did.
interesting that there is so many different types and things, and
Right.
some of them do affect your
Right.
cognitive, like alcohol, and some don't, and
Yes.
it's weird.
Right. Well, and that's the THC. So that one has the actual psychoactive inside of it. So that one, yeah, that one gets a little tricky, but I have my good old trusty husband home all weekend. So he got it's like a tag team experience. Like you get to deal with them now.
Right, right, right.
Right. With all the kids. They're going everywhere. So
But you're
yeah,
feeling good now?
a lot better. Yeah. Not 100%, but I'm almost there. I can at least sit now and like move around a little bit more, sleep if I have to, like without like being in excruciating pain.
You know, as I go along this journey of life, I learn that everybody has something going on. You know,
Yeah, some worse than others, like yours. Yours is something. Mine's like 3 days I'm out. Yours has been like yours is an
but
actual
then
thing. Mine's just
next to the
the
next
wiping of boot.
guy, mine is nothing. You know, everybody has
That's true.
something going on, and you know, I was talking to Luann the other night, and I said, you know, the most important thing that we can do is to realize that we have X amount of days between now and
Yep.
when you're sitting in the nursing home and you're incapacitated, you know,
Right.
and that's a finite number. So what we need to do is we need to get the full enjoyment out of every one of those days, because
Mm-hmm.
you only have a certain amount of them. So, you know,
Right.
if you're on dialysis, you know, figure out how you can have a good, wonderful life while you're on dialysis till you get
Right.
your kidney transplant, till you get to go do the other thing, you know, because
Mm-hmm.
that is the way it is. And if you don't just enjoy where you're at, you've missed the whole point, you know, because Kate Middleton, the, the,
Right.
the
Mm-hmm.
royal princess over in England, she's got a cancer she's dealing with. You know, Toby Keith, you know,
Right.
our
Him
wonderful Toby
passing.
Keith just passed from his battle with cancer. And talk about a guy with resources. I mean, he had resources, he
Right,
had
right,
drive, he had integrity, he was a fighter, and it was time. And there was nothing he could do. And he passed because he had faith. He was okay where he was going. But it just goes to show, you don't know. A buddy of mine
right.
that owns a roofing company in Montrose, super strong guy. I was on the rodeo team with him in college, and he's a great guy. He was maybe a year younger than me. His brother called me and said he passed. He got a
I'm
cut on his
sorry.
hand, and it swole up to where he couldn't
Yeah,
hold his phone. And he's one of these macho types, and he didn't go to the doctor. And by the
right.
time he went to the hospital, he had sepsis, and he didn't make it the night.
Mm,
Gone. Nobody expects that to happen,
I
but it
know.
does.
Man, I'm sorry. That's
Well, I
awful.
mean, it happens. Everything, and we got to be in charge of enjoying ourselves, and that's where I'm at.
Right,
I
right.
I I enjoy every single day, and what you and I are doing together, and what things are happening. I absolutely, am going to be having fun. And when I sold my computer company back in 2019, I told my wife, I said, "Look, I'm never ever doing anything that I don't want to
That you
do
don't love. Yeah.
ever again." That's it.
Oh,
So,
I love that.
but I'm glad to be
Well,
back.
but speaking of that, are you still able to travel while you're on dialysis, like to see your family back here in Colorado at
Yeah,
all?
yeah, it's a chore.
Yeah, right.
The treatment that I'm on requires a machine, and if you remember back when they had VCRs, the big ones, it's
What?
about that size, and
Oh.
and it's on a tray, and then I have to have all these supplies. But part of the supplies is a solution in two bags, about the size of 2-gallon milk
Mhm.
jugs that feed through this machine and clean my blood every night. So for every night, I need to have these 2-gallon milk jug things
Right.
and the machine. I mean, it's a lot of gear. So
Mhm.
if I wanted to travel, I could take the machine and the supplies and everything with me, and the the dextrose solution that goes through there, I can
Right.
do it. So we'll just have to see how that is. We'll have to see how that works. If I'm
Okay.
driving, I think it might be easier, and I could
Mhm.
set up a little bit. I don't know. I
You
don't
don't
know.
know. Well,
But
hopefully.
right now, I'm trying to get active around here,
Right.
and
Just
then we'll
up
see
and
what
about
happens.
again.
But the ultimate goal for me is to be a good transplant candidate, and um, get the transplant done, and then I'll have more freedom to travel
I'm
around
so
and do whatever.
right to get that. Well, yeah, because then once you get your transplant, you're only down and out for a handful of weeks, right?
And then I only have to deal with the immune suppression drugs to do the
Oh yeah.
transplant
Mhm.
rejection. So
Yeah.
again, it's always something that you have to challenge yourself with. And
Right.
you're a cancer survivor. You know exactly what that is,
Hmm.
and dealing with that whole thing. And we just got to keep going while we can.
I am so proud of you, though, Mark. You look absolutely amazing, and you're back. You're on the shows again. This is you. This is how you know that Mark wasn't doing well, was that Mark wasn't even posting on social media. And if he's
I
showing his face, if he's not posting, you know he's not good. So that's when I reach out to his sweet wife.
I love being in my office. I love
Yeah.
creating and helping people do things, and things, you know, help, teaching and doing the pro bono teaching that I do for the wealth building and that kind of stuff for folks. And when I'm not being able to do that, you know, I'm out. you know.
It's right. If you can't do anything with anybody, and every once in a little while you'd see like a tiny post, and I'm like, oh man, like he's barely up today, and that probably took everything out of him. But very proud of
Hey,
you.
Laura. Good. I am on a little podcast with Nicole. Did you get an email? Because I got a mailer demon back on that for some reason. Maybe it was Nicole's, but I'll get you her information. And can I call you in like 20 minutes? I'll call you right back. Bye. That was Laura the CPA. I think Synergy Labs.
Oh, was it? Did you spell Nicole right? With an H?
I just used whatever the thing was in there. But I'll get you her information. You know, I feel like email is kind of a dead art. You know, there's so many easier ways to
send things nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Facebook Messenger, or I think there's going to have to be a development in the technology that, you know, improves that communication. You know, because there's so much spam and static and all that in the email.
Right.
But where if I want to, you know, send you a message on text message or Messenger on Facebook, it just gets right to you, and it's a total easy thing.
Right. Well, and a lot of times you can get into those actually a lot easier than the emails, because I've got 3 different emails. So then, like, as it's like syncing and it keeps like slowly drop screening everything, I'm right there with you. I feel like Messenger and stuff is that it's a lot quicker. But there's so many different places. I get messages from Instagram, like Facebook, like all the different things in it.
Well, and that's, I wanted to take a minute just because
Yeah.
I was out doesn't mean that I wasn't watching some things. You know, I wake up for a couple of hours and
Oh
watch.
yeah, no.
And I have to tell you, Nicole, you have done a wonderful job learning the technology, learning the micro video, learning the TikTok, transferring all that to YouTube, and doing, you know, the transitions and the thing. I'm so proud of you.
Thank
And
you.
are
I'm
you
trying.
feeling like you've got a lot more handle on how to create those messages?
Yes. Well, and it's a matter of like doing it where I've integrated CapCut. I have done not only the educational videos, but the educational videos with the pop-ups, like where it's like a green screen. I've done yeah, just like a bunch of different things that just trying to get, and I'm getting more views, more likes, more followers. Still need more. So if you're out there and you hear this, please follow.
I know, Nicole.
But I am getting them more followers and likes and stuff. So it is nice.
I want to stop you there and say, you know, for business purposes and for reality purposes, there's a lot of people that don't understand how the going viral thing works. I mean, if you go viral, a lot of times it's for something stupid, you know.
But also a lot of times people posted 50 videos before they finally got that viral. It wasn't just like an
but even then it's not for a message that is popular, you know.
Right.
You know, it's for, you know, some dance move or whatever, but it's not selling anything. The business people that are doing a message and putting that stuff out, those messages are not designed to go viral. They're designed to hit the target audience and then have them buy.
Yeah, right. And educate. Well, and I will say that those same videos that I have that I'm reposting on everything, one of like the places where you say it's like the main one to buy, where I'm getting the utmost like feedback hits, talking to people's actually LinkedIn.
Absolutely.
Reposting them all onto LinkedIn, both on our business site and then my own personal one on there as well. And yeah, the feedback, the stuff, especially on my site, it's been that one's actually been kind of cool and stuff. And that's the one that, that's where you're dealing with predominantly businesses. So they're the ones that are going to be buyers. They like being able to educate them on this stuff. Yeah. So, and you even said Jake Tittman had seen it, and he
Yes.
actually just yesterday liked another one of my videos on LinkedIn. So he
Yep.
popped up on my stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Well, and how do you know Jay?
He owns Rocky Mountain Business Products. He was
Okay.
a
Oh, yeah,
customer
yeah,
for
yeah.
a
That's
lot of
right.
years, and a good friend of mine was a friend in common with him.
Okay. He was the one that we had that live with, right?
Absolutely.
Yes, that was awesome. That's what I
David
thought.
David Freed
Yes. Hmm.
was a good friend of ours in common, and David had passed from
Okay.
cancer again. It's just crazy.
Right,
But
right.
Jay and I have kind of gotten this crazy little friendship going over the last 20 years, and he's a big supporter in the cannabis business,
Hmm.
and he is out there struggling with his business forms business, so he's getting into cannabis.
Oh, and I love that for him. I think that that's absolutely amazing.
Very. And he does all of the registers, cash registers, stuff that the businesses need that are
Hmm.
dealing in cannabis.
That's amazing. Good for him.
I
Yes,
am
sir.
running out of cognitive horsepower, which
Yes.
happens to me. And
Hmm.
I'm going to cut it short, but I want to tell you how much I love you and appreciate
Thank
your
you.
support. And I want
Of
you to
course.
give my thoughts and love to your husband and all your kids that you're so
Absolutely.
active with. And I cannot wait to do more and more and more of this. Is there anything
Yes.
you need from me?
Nope, not right now, sir. I know that I'll be touching base with you again tomorrow for our normal Tuesday things, but no, it's
I'm
so
getting
good to see you
stronger.
today. I
So
love it.
I'm getting
Well,
stronger.
make sure that you call Laura back.
I will do that.
Yes, since you said you'd call her back.
I
You
love
have
you.
fun.